Hello guys, Creepy Cody here, hello. This is going to be a little mini review I'm going to be doing on one of my new favorite, I guess you could say film? I mean, it was a mini series, but it's kind of, it's kind of a film from my point of view. But anyway, this review is going to be based on the Invisible Man miniseries in 1984 that was done by the BBC network. Now, for all you horror gothic lovers, I'm going to assume you know the story of the Invisible Man, story written by H.G. Wells, a well-known horror, well, not horror, he was more of a science fiction writer than horror. He just did a little bit of horror here and there, but I'm not going to get mumbling about that. Okay, this adaptation is actually by far the most faithful to the novel that was written by H.G. Wells. I mean, the version that Universal did was awesome, and I loved it, and Claude Rains did a terrific job. But there are some things that they changed that I will talk about. All right, the Invisible Man in this film was played by actor Pip Donahue, I believe. I could be pronouncing that wrong, but it's whatever. Yeah, it's pretty good. He plays the character quite well of Griffin, aka the Invisible Man. And the story's pretty simple. You know, the guy is an albino amateur scientist who's very cold-blooded, doesn't like people very much at all. He finds a way to become invisible. Not going to go into details about that. And he can't reverse it. And he's, like any mad scientist, he gets a little carried away with it. You know, he's like tricking people, tormenting people, doing a lot of shenanigans as an invisible dude. And he goes to like this inn, this bar inn, to like set up a lab and to like have peace and quiet and just like find a way to reverse it. And the townspeople who are letting him stay there, who own the inn, they I mean, he's paying them, but at the same time he creeps them out because he's literally just, he's got like bandages on his face, he's got goggles on, he's always rude and grouchy around people, and the townspeople don't like him at all, and he doesn't quite like them either. And eventually he runs out of money. He has to find a way to get more money to pay these people off, to get them off his back, so he steals from people, and, you know, as the Invisible Man, he breaks into people's houses and stuff, so... And eventually they confront him about all this, and he reveals the truth to scare him to death. You know, he takes off all his clothes and, all that stuff. So, yeah, it was pretty interesting, and I love the way that his character is just portrayed in this film. You know, like, he's actually terrifying in this movie, both visible and invisible. You know, he's, like, creepy looking even when he was a normal visible dude. You know, the whole albino aspect I thought was wonderful. And, you know, I can't even stop watching it. I mean, I hate to say this because I love the Universal film version, but I actually like the BBC version more. And, you know, I don't know. I mean, there's so much I could probably say. Like, there are scenes where I actually do find it kind of funny, but then there are scenes where I'm actually quite scared. Like the scene when he chases the scientist, Kemp, who he comes to for help because he's into the same stuff he is with optics. But Kemp's got more of a conscience compared to Griffin, can't be a part of what Griffin has done, certainly doesn't want Griffin to kill any more people. So he betrays him, and Griffin is not particularly too happy about that, so he decides he's going to torment and kill Kemp for his own enjoyment. And Kemp, like, there's a scene where he's, like, got an axe and he's chopping the door down, like, singing to himself, I think, in one scene, and he's, like, saying Kemp's name over and over again. That was creepy. There was something about that was just so weird and just so Shining-like, almost. And now, the ending, I'm sure all of you know from the novel, is kind of lame. The mob, the townspeople, whatever, they see that Kemp is being choked by him, and they basically get a bunch of pipes and battering rams and just beat him to death, and that's the end of Griffin, aka the Invisible Man. I never really liked that ending. I always wanted it to be ambiguous to whether or not he was actually killed. But that's just me. I think that would have been a much better ending for a character like this, but H.G. Wells felt differently about it. But yeah, I really like this version by the BBC. They did 6 episodes of it, and I'll try to put a link in the description if I can. But I highly recommend that you give it a watch. Again, I think Claude Rains did just an amazing job as this actor did. But, I kind of like this one a little more. Sorry. But yeah, The Invisible Man is definitely one of my all-time favorite characters and stories out there. It's it's a pretty amazing ability if it could be done in real life, but it would also be kind of scary because I'm like, how would you know he was even there in the room with you? But yeah. Yeah, I highly recommend it. And again, I'm sorry that I don't do much videos or reviews on here. It's just the motivation now and again just isn't there, but I'll try to do some. Yeah, but, anyway, guys, that's going to be mostly it for me. So if you want more videos or want me to do more reviews, please comment it in the comment section. Or hit me up on Instagram if you want. My page, CreepyCody31. And I hope you all have a good Tuesday and stay at home and stay safe and stay visible.